You have a mental picture of wealth, and it's almost certainly wrong. The trap isn't in admiring luxury, it's in becoming a connoisseur of the display, while being blind to the source. The most consequential wealth isn't worn, it's wielded. It's an operating system running silently in the background, and today, we're going to install the update that lets you see its interface. We're not looking for expensive things. We're looking for the specific, often counterintuitive behaviors that prove money is a tool, not a trophy. Because real wealth isn't about what you can buy, it's about what you no longer need to sell. Let's meet our first case study, Maya. She drives a 5-year-old sedan, lives in a modest neighborhood, and you'd never single her out at a party. But Maya is running a system called the quiet engine. You see the car. The engine is her financial architecture. Her most valuable asset isn't in her garage. It's on a statement she looks at maybe once a quarter. It's a portfolio of low-cost index funds that acts as her silent partner. This partner works 24/7, reinvesting every dividend, converting time into equity without a single meeting. While her peers are financing new status symbols, Maya's capital is on permanent duty. The first sign is the absence of monthly payment panic. For Maya, a sudden $1,200 car repair is a logistical annoyance, not a financial heart attack. She doesn't have a sinking feeling or scramble for a high-interest loan. Why? Her system includes a buffer protocol, a dedicated savings account that automatically siphons off a few $100s from every paycheck. It's not an emergency fund. That's for true crises. This is a mechanical maintenance fund, a small vault that neutralizes life's predictable unpredictability. The wealthy secret isn't having more money. It's having fewer financial emergencies by design. They've turned surprise expenses into scheduled line items. Sign 2 is calendars over closets. Observe how someone talks about their time. The secretly wealthy are fiercely protective of their schedules, not as a boast, but as a strategic allocation. They might casually mention a no meeting Wednesday used for deep work or learning. For them, time is the only non-renewable asset, and they guard it like a fund manager guards a blue-chip stock. They understand that an hour invested in building a skill or evaluating an investment has a compounding return a shopping spree can never match. They measure cost in life energy, not just dollars. This leads directly to sign 3, the library card principle. You'll often find them consuming information with deliberate intent. It's not scrolling, it's sourcing. They might listen to an audiobook on market history during a commute, or have a well-worn book on tax strategy on their shelf. Their curiosity is functional, directed at understanding systems. They are reverse engineering the world's financial plumbing, not just decorating their bathroom. This knowledge becomes leverage, allowing them to spot opportunities hidden in plain sight. Their most prized possession is a mental model, not a monogram. Now, let's contrast this with the performance of wealth. Enter Leo. Leo leases a German luxury SUV, pays for premium everything, and his social feed is a highlight reel of consumption. He is a brilliant curator of the appearance of affluence. But his system is entirely different. He's running what we'll call the showroom model. Every dollar he earns is immediately assigned a role, to impress. His income is a publicist for his lifestyle. The car payment, the designer subscriptions, the financed watch, they are all employees in the publicity department of his image. The problem is, this department generates zero revenue. Let's make this numerical, because the math is the ultimate reveal. Both Maya and Leo earn $75,000 a year after taxes. Maya, via her quiet engine, automatically allocates 20%, $15,000, to her system the day she gets paid. $12,000 goes to her silent partner, investing. $3,000 feeds her buffer protocol. She lives comfortably on the remaining $60,000. Leo, aiming to maintain his image, spends 95% of his take-home, or $71,250. He saves a frantic 5%, or $3,750, only if nothing unexpected happens. But the real separation isn't in the saving rate, it's in the destination of those funds. Maya's $12,000 investment in a broad market index fund averaging a conservative 7% annual return isn't just sitting. Her silent partner is doing the work. In 1 year, that $12,000 grows by about $840 without her lifting a finger. That's free capital created by a system. In 5 years, her consistent contributions, plus compounded returns, could build a machine worth over $70,000. This machine now generates over $4,900 in annual returns alone. That's a silent second paycheck for being patient. Leo's $3,750, if he saves it, might languish in a near-zero interest account, losing value to inflation. More likely, it gets spent on a last-minute vacation to keep up the appearances. His luxury SUV depreciates the moment he drives it off the lot, a $50,000 asset rapidly becoming a $35,000 liability. Meanwhile, Maya's silent partner only knows one direction: acquire more ownership in the world's productive capacity. One system is building a factory. The other is renting the billboard for it. This brings us to sign 4, perhaps the most subtle and powerful: polite disinterest in status games. The secretly wealthy often seem slightly bored by conversations about the latest hot restaurant, luxury brand, or celebrity gossip. It's not snobbery, it's divergent focus. Their mental bandwidth is occupied by a different game entirely: the game of asset allocation, optimization, and yield. When others are talking about what a thing costs, they've already analyzed what it could earn. A piece of art isn't just decor, it's a potential store of value. A conversation isn't just small talk, it's a potential network node. Their attention is their most focused investment. Sign 5 is the network multiplier. Their relationships aren't just social, they are strategic and additive. They aren't collecting followers, they are cultivating a human index fund, a diversified portfolio of relationships with people who create, build, and solve problems. You'll find them having long, curious coffees with an engineer, a small business owner, or a software developer. They trade insights, not just gossip. They understand that a single idea from a trusted connection inside an industry can be more valuable than a year of generic financial news. Their network pays dividends in knowledge and opportunity, not just likes. They invest in people, not just profiles. This creates sign 6. They have an exit strategy for conversations about money. When pressed about their finances or possessions, they deflect with grace and a touch of genuine boredom. They might say, "I got a good deal years ago," or "I just prioritize differently." They are fluent in the language of understatement. This isn't secrecy for its own sake, it's a firewall. Discussing specifics invites envy, unsolicited advice, and pitches. It introduces friction into their quiet system. Their goal is operational silence, so their quiet engine can run without external static or interference. The less the world knows about your engine, the fewer wrenches get thrown into it. Finally, sign 7 is comfortable silence in upscale environments. Watch someone in a high-end store or a fancy restaurant. The performatively wealthy person might broadcast their comfort, name-dropping brands, or making a show of ordering. The secretly wealthy person is often calm, observant, and utterly unimpressed by the veneer. They aren't trying to prove they belong. They are evaluating whether the place belongs in their life. The price tag is just data, a number to be weighed against utility, experience, and the alternative use of that capital. For them, a $200 meal is either a worthwhile experience or $200 that could have been deployed to their silent partner. There is no default yes. Their purchasing decisions are cold, quiet audits, not emotional declarations. Now, let's move from diagnosis to blueprint. How do you start building your own quiet engine? The goal isn't to mimic the signs, but to install the system that creates them. Your first command is to initiate the buffer protocol. Before you think about investing, you must manufacture calm. Open a separate savings account and automate a transfer of 5% of your take-home pay, the moment you get paid. This is not your investment fund. This is your mechanical maintenance fund. Its sole purpose is to intercept life's $500 surprises, so they never reach your stress centers or your credit card. This fund creates the psychological safety for everything else. Turn financial shocks into scheduled software updates. Your second command is to appoint your silent partner. This is your core investment account. Start with a single, low-cost index fund that tracks the entire market. A simple, set-and-forget foundation. Automate a contribution to this account with every single paycheck, even if it's only $50. The amount is less important than the ritual. You are not sending money into a void. You are hiring an employee who never sleeps, never takes a sick day, and whose only job is to convert your saved time into ownership. Watch this account sparingly. You're the board of directors, not the micromanaging supervisor. Your capital is now on permanent, silent duty. The third command is to audit for leaks in the showroom model. For 1 month, track every dollar spent that was primarily for external validation. The upgraded car rental, the premium brand markup where the generic was identical, the expensive round of drinks to signal success. Calculate the total. That number is the exact price you are paying to fund the appearance of wealth. Now, imagine that sum automatically transferred to your silent partner each year. Which prospect feels more powerful? A temporary impression on acquaintances, or a permanent increase in your future capital? You are choosing between a billboard and a bank. The transformation is not instantaneous, but it is mathematical and inevitable. The quiet engine doesn't roar, it hums. Your panic around payments fades because your buffer protocol neutralizes shocks. Your time becomes sacred because you see it as the fuel your silent partner runs on. You lose interest in status games because you're engrossed in the real game of building autonomy. The signs we decoded are merely the external output of an internal financial operating system finally running correctly. Wealth isn't a collection of objects you acquire. It's a growing pile of choices you no longer have to make.
The single best financial decision you can make right now? Invest in your financial education. Hit subscribe to get our next breakdown and turn on notifications so you don't miss out, because the system only works if you apply it consistently. I'll see you in the next one.